Hey everyone, this is Rob. Today I'm going to be unboxing a Mad Catz TES Plus fight stick. This is a Street Fighter V branded fight stick. They put out a couple of fight sticks for Street Fighter V. They have a TE2 Plus, and this is the TES Plus, and then they're putting out some 6-button fight pads as well. I chose this one because I owned a TE2 for the Xbox One and I didn't really like it. I know they improved on the design somewhat. They used to have a really flimsy top. You used to be able, just like kind of this, you used to be able to push in the top of the fight stick on the Xbox One TE2s. I know they reinforced it with a steel plate on the later TE2s for the PlayStation 4, but it's still, the construction's a little shoddy. I know somebody who got a Chun-Li TE2 and the plastic, the plexiglass is kind of coming up, which also happened on the Xbox One TE2. So I'm not really sold on it. That's the TE2 is the one that has the flip top lid so that you can open it up and mod the buttons and all that real quick. But if you're not going to be modding all the time, it's kind of pointless. Anyway, that's enough talking. Let me go ahead and start getting this open. Again, I ordered this from Mad Catz. It's been in stock for a while. I ordered it on a Monday morning and I got it on a Friday. I live in Austin, Texas, or close to. I'm actually living in Round Rock, but pretty close to that. And so it took, about 4 days. So let's see what we got here. Okay, well, I got it upside down for one. Yeah, cool. So a box within a box. Let's get rid of this. I'm not sure how centered this is going to be, so probably not going to be very centered on this video, but that's okay. Kind of cool. So if you notice, this is the Shadowloo. The TES Plus only comes in the Shadowloo. I kind of dig the colors. I like muted colors. I don't like a lot of flash, but I'm not a big Shadowloo. I don't play Bison or any Shadowloo characters. So, whatever. I'm probably going to get this artwork swapped out. I already contacted Arts Hobbies. They do great work. If you haven't heard of them, they can sell you custom plexi for most fight sticks. They don't have the TES Plus fight stick plexi yet, but I did email them and they said that they had one on order, so they can create a plexi for it. So that way you can get it properly modded. You can get it etched. They'll print artwork for you. They're great. So again, Arts Hobbies, look for them. So let's see what we got here. So this stick, unlike the Hori, I actually have a Hori. Let me show you that real quick. This is a Hori Real Arcade Pro V4. This is the very first one. It's not the Kai, and it doesn't have the touchpad. Later ones have a touchpad. This one does not. These buttons are actually, the red buttons here are actually Sanwa buttons, which I prefer. These black ones are still Kuro buttons. I don't use these buttons, so I just left those alone. And this comes with a Hayabusa stick, which I don't really care for. It's a little loose. You can swap it out for a Sanwa stick, which is my preference, but overall it's pretty good. It's a pretty good stick. It's a little light. I don't know. It's fine. It works. It's nothing but really preference at this point. Like, do you want a lighter stick with a Hayabusa stick and Kuro buttons? If not, you have to modify it, etc., etc. Also, some people don't like the start/option button up here. So, again, that's preference. I actually use a combo that uses the same layout for for all the street fighting up until PS4. But I never hit that button, so it doesn't really seem to matter. Anyway, these are PS3 and PS4. Both of these are PS3 and PS4 compatible. So going back to the TES Plus. So these are all Sanwa parts. The start button and select buttons, or options, and whatever they're called, home button, I guess, are on the top. And well, let's get this open. I don't want to, kind of a stickler for packaging. I don't like to, I think I should be able to get it out. Well, of course not. I know Mad Catz has had some trouble lately financially, so I know they let a lot of folks go. But they're still producing these. Probably one of the reasons they're having financial trouble is they can't keep enough stuff in stock, at least for the Street Fighter V stuff. I don't know. Might have been that their PC stuff got them in trouble, or who knows. They have a whole line of headphones and whatnot. But anyway, getting back to this. So this is pretty nice. The TE2 is actually a little bit bigger, but then this is a good size. It's got a good weight too. I've actually used one of these before. This guy I play Street Fighter V with a couple times. He's brought his over. And there you go. What else is in the box? Looks like what else is in the box is this. I don't know. I'm not even gonna bother. Looks like just instruction manual. Like, why would you really need instructions for a fight stick? I guess we should open it just for completeness sake. I'm kind of ripping this packaging a little shitty, but whatever. Maybe you have a sticker or something in here. Oh, there you go. Mad Catz stickers. You got 5 small ones and a large Mad Catz sticker, and probably a quick start guide, right? In probably like 10 languages. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. I mean, it tells you about the storage compartment, the different buttons and stuff. Yeah, pretty basic. I'm pretty sure that most of us can figure that out. Put that out of the way. So, yeah, it feels pretty nice. You got a PS3, PS4 switch here, in case you want to play PS3 games. Here's what I was talking. Here's the touchpad. So it's actually a button as well. And again, there's some games that utilize the button. Not necessarily. I think there's some games that use the touchpad too, fighting games, but really you're looking for that button. I'm not sure what these are. You see the 1, 2, 3, 4. I suppose that's for what player you are. And this locks. This looks like this switches between left stick, the digital pad, and the right stick. This is your home button. So I'm not really sure what these are. Maybe R3. Oh, this is L3 and R3. Okay, so cool. So if you're doing training mode, if you're doing training mode in Street Fighter 5, I think R3 is actually reset, so you don't have to hit options and then reset the match or reset your settings. You can just hit that. That's pretty cool. Pretty standard. Again, it's a pretty nice color. I like the black. I actually like the gold. I just wish it wasn't Shadowloo. I wish it just had, if it just had the Street Fighter 5 logo, that'd be great. So here we got TS Plus. Again, it's a little less wide than the TE2. And you do have, most of the later fight sticks have this kind of foam bottom. A lot of people put these on their laps. So you've got the rubberized feet and then the foam bottom. And then again, if you want to mod it, you just have to take off these screws here. And it should be pretty easy access. So yeah, let's take a look at the compartment here. I'm sure it's just a, yeah, it's just a cable. So the one thing about Mad Catz sticks, and it seems to be consistent across all of them, it's kind of tight. You can kind of see in there's not a lot of wiggle room. You kind of have to get their cables in pretty tight. On the combas, I can show you real quick. That's one of the things I did like about the combas. They actually have a lot of room in their compartments. And here I actually have a Brook converter. I should probably review that. This is a Xbox 360 to PlayStation 4 converter. From what I've heard and people have tested, there's a half a frame of lag. It's almost not even noticeable to use with these converters. So the only down part of these is that every time that they update the firmware in the PlayStation 4, it seems to break these. Not break as in they don't work, but they revert back to the 8-minute timeout mode, which maybe some of you are familiar with. But anyway, these are really good. But you can see like how much room you have in here. This is on a combo stick. This is my own customized. This is the stuff I got from Art's Hobbies, by the way. He etches the button assignments and whatever you want, like my name and whatever. These are custom Sama buttons that I got at Evo. There's a Cody ball top, but anyway, it's not about this combo. Just wanted to show you the difference in the compartment. That you know, it's pretty tight. So let's compare sizes here real quick. So you can see it's not quite as wide. It seems to be about as tall. Yeah, and it's maybe a little bit higher up. But overall, it's probably what you expect. The layout's pretty much standard Vuelix. Again, I've used this before. I haven't used this particular one because I just opened it, but I've used one of these before, and it's wonderful. It's great. It's nice and solid. You know, it's got that solid feel. It doesn't. The TE2s, again, even with the metal backing, I don't like the flip top. It seems to weaken it, so you get to push it down and stuff. But this is rock solid. So nice and heavy. I'm sure I don't have to play with it unless it's defective. I know exactly what I'm going to get. All Sama parts. So yeah, looks great. This is $199. The TE2, which I don't have to show you, is $230. The TE2 Plus is also $230. Again, this is TS Plus, and that's the plus just means you get this pad. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, if you want a cheaper stick, you can always go with the Hori Real Arcade Pro. Those run anywhere on sale from $100 to $150, so that's another option you may have. Anyway, until next time. Hey everyone, I know you just finished watching the TES Plus unboxing video, but I was a little curious to see inside of it, so I'm going to go ahead and tack on this video at the end of the video you just watched. Essentially what happened was I was playing with the buttons and the fight stick, kind of just moving around, getting a feel for it after I made the video, and I noticed there was kind of a sharp edge on the ball top, like maybe like a molding edge, you know, when they formed the sphere. And I don't know, it felt kind of cheap, and I thought, you know, maybe this isn't a real Sanwa ball top, and if it's not a real Sanwa ball top, maybe it's not a real Sanwa stick or buttons, and it just got me curious. Plus I figured, you know, why not show folks the inside of the TS Plus? They may be interested in modding it or whatever, or maybe they just want to know how difficult it would be to get inside of it. Turns out, not so difficult. There are only 6 screws. You can see I've already removed them on the stick. They're kind of small. They're just traditional Phillips. I don't know if you can see that very well. They're just Phillips. Let's see if I can focus on it. But they're just smaller than I expected, and you can see it there. What was nice is that, let me put this down, that there is no hidden screw underneath the sticker. Sometimes they'll put it underneath the warranty sticker so that they can tell if you've opened it up or not. But thankfully, there is no such sticker on this. You can just take those 6 screws off, and it just pops right off. These 4 screws, if you're wondering, they're, well, maybe you're not wondering, because all they do is hold down the rubber feet. So you don't have to remove those. So let me go ahead and take this off. One thing that was kind of strange is that this bottom is metal, of course, and it's pretty malleable. And when I first took it off, it was bent. You couldn't really tell when the screws were in place, but as soon as I took off the screws, you could see it started to pop up. All I did was just, you can kind of see it's still a little bent there. All I did was just bend it back with my hand. It was, again, it was not a big deal. The edge is kind of sharp too, but you know, nothing unbearable. So anyway, just note that maybe your backing will be bent too, but it doesn't really matter. All right, let's see if I can get a little bit better focus here. I think everything's kind of out of focus. All right, so you can see here, there's another layer before the top of the stick. And I guess this is to make it more stable or solid or less rickety. And it really does work. I don't know if that's the purpose of it, but this is definitely a solid stick. Feels very solid. That's why I did not like the TE2 so much, because it felt a little squishy. But this is great. I think, I haven't tried this and I'm not going to, I don't really see a need to. I think you can remove this layer from the underside by just removing these screws here. So you should be able to do that. Again, I'm not going to do that. Here you have the compartment where the cable goes. But more importantly, let's take a look at the stick and the buttons. So I'm not sure if you can see. I'll try to focus. They do actually say Sanwa on the buttons. I can't really see too well. Trust me. You're going to have to trust me, I guess. But it does say Sanwa on those. Maybe right here. There it is. Kind of on the green one. Yeah, you can see it says Sanwa there. And then, so they're just standard push button Sanwa buttons. And then here you can see the Sanwa right there, kind of the center of the screen where the light is illuminating it. So that is a genuine Sanwa stick. If you've never modded a stick before, it's pretty simple. The push buttons are just like, you know, regular push buttons. You just push down on the clips and, you know, take out the quick disconnect and put in the new button and then reconnect it. So if you want to switch it out for, say, Mitsu buttons or Kuro buttons or whatever, or just replace a Sanwa button with a different color, it's very simple to do. The stick's pretty much the same way. There's some screws and whatnot. If you're going to replace the ball top, you have to hold down, you put a slotted screwdriver here, and then you unscrew the ball top from the other side. And you will have to do that if you want to replace the plexi. You'll have to remove the buttons and the ball top. So you can unscrew the plexi with these screws, but again, the rings of the push buttons and the ball top will keep you from taking the plexi off. So you'll have to still open it from the bottom, push these push buttons out, remove the ball top, then you can take the plexi out, put your new plexi in, put the ball top back on, pop these back in, and then reconnect them. It's pretty straightforward. I was pretty happy with the moddability of these things. You don't have to really mess with this layer. You can just pop them out through there, no big deal. And they are Sanwa, so that's great. The only reason I was concerned, well, besides the feel, was that on the box itself, it says premium quality components with genuine arcade layout, but nowhere does it say Sanwa anywhere. So just wanted to confirm, but yeah, no problem. So hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have any comments or questions, feel free to put them in the comments below, and we'll get back to you.